Skubic, and this is your back to school night presentation for fifth grade. I had the pleasure of meeting many of you really excited to meet more of you at our open house event this coming week. Your daughter has me, science, religion, and homeroom, and then you'll see two other names on the screen. Mrs. Lori Horton will teach your daughter social studies in addition to being our librarian, and Mrs. Emily Yan will teach your daughter language arts, and she's also the fourth grade homeroom teacher. Just a little bit about bachelor's degree and master's degree from the University of Missouri St. Louis, UMSL. They're both in elementary education, and I'm certified for grades 1 through 6. I'm also religious ed certified and certified in outdoor education. I live in St. Charles with my family, and they start kindergarten next week. We're very excited. There are 3 in fifth grade. The Viz portal is more your Viz proper site. You're going to find your calendar there with all the dates that you need for the school year. You're going to find forms there that you need for the various offices throughout the building, and that's where you're going to find Viz News. There's also lots of documents on there like the family handbook and just various things that you use throughout the year. A lot of times we may direct you to the portal, or Dr. Albert might direct you to the portal if you're looking for something specific. Most of the things that are going to come from me are either going to come from an email or from Seesaw. At Meet and Greet, you got a QR code to connect to your daughter's Seesaw account if you weren't already connected. If you need another code, let me know. This is one of our best communication tools because it allows the girls to send student work to you directly. These are usually things that she couldn't share like by taking it home. So whether that's a project she's working on or some sort of active learning, and a lot of times we use it to record audio and video. We'll also send links that your daughter might need in the evening, such as like reviews or Kahoots, things like that. So you'll want to be connected if you aren't already. I also have an active Twitter account, Mrs. Skubic's Class. I share photos on that and just like quick like little pieces of information that you can ask your daughter about to share about her day. The best place to get a hold of me is via email. I check it frequently throughout the day, kskubic@visitationacademy.org. I do have a room phone that'll ring in the classroom. That's not preferred because it does, like I said, ring out loud. But if you leave me a message, I'll get back to you later on in the day. If you need immediate attention, it's best to call our regular visitation office because Mrs. Lund can get to you right away, whereas I may be in class with students. Homework. So in order to have a good communication tool between home and school, we use the student planner. The student planner is issued to your daughter on her first day of school. So she'll get that at her first day of school. And students use this every single day to record their homework and any announcements we have. You're requested as a parent to view it every night to make sure your daughter is completing her homework and to go ahead and sign that just to indicate that you've seen it. I'll sign it for a little while to indicate that it's getting the homework is getting written down correctly. This helps your daughter with her independence. You know, if you are just asking her like, is this finished before you sign? You do not need to check your daughter's homework in fifth grade. This is a good time for her to gain some independence away from like the norm and get ready for middle school. Obviously, if she needs help, go for it, but you do not need to check her homework every night. Homework is due the next school day at the beginning of the class period unless we note it in the student planner otherwise, and more about specific class homework soon. If your daughter does not bring her homework, we're relatively forgiving in fifth grade. We know accidents happen, but we do have a missing assignment reflection that's available for your viewing in the family handbook. It just has your daughter reflect upon why the assignment was missed, and we can kind of start to navigate any patterns that might be happening with missing homework. Like, is it always a Thursday morning because she has a late soccer practice on Wednesday? We do have a late homework penalty of 10% per day. This does not include absences. We'll talk about absences in just a second. I know as a parent, it's really tempting to save your daughter by driving something up to school, like if she forgets her binder or a homework assignment on the table, but it is really her responsibility to bring her homework. So I'd really ask that you don't bring those forgotten items to school, just so that she can start to learn those lessons. We do use a traditional grading scale for math, science, language arts, and social studies. That's an A to F scale that's broken down in your daughter's student planner as well as in the family handbook. In religion, STEM, and all of our specialty classes, PE, music, foreign language, we use a standard-based grading scale, SAPE. This just indicates how your daughter is performing at the skills that we're seeing in those classes. Attendance. So our lower school goes back to opening at 7 o'clock this year, with before care happening between 7 and 7:50. On late start days, the lower school still opens at 7 and runs from 7 to 8:50. Before care is free, so the girls can just come in, they walk their backpacks to their locker, and then they'll go to the Montessori gym for before care. Mrs. Horton provides before care activities for the students, such as games and coloring. It's not really a hangout time, but it's just some things to keep the girls occupied if they're attending school early. Students come down to their lockers to unpack at 7:50. So if you're going to be attending just as a normal, not coming to before care, 7:50 is that target time for you, because attendance is taken at 8 o'clock in homeroom. And that means that your daughter is completely unpacked and ready for her homeroom time. So not walking in the door at 8 o'clock, but actually walking into the classroom at 8 o'clock. Dismissal is at 3:15 daily. We have very few early dismissals throughout the year, but if we do, that's an 11:30 dismissal. Dismissal procedures are all available in Dr. Albert's presentation, so make sure to watch those, particularly if you're new to Viz, but it's a good reminder for everyone. You do have a regular drop-off, a regular pickup list for your child. So if your daughter is going home with someone who is not on her regular pickup list, we'd ask that you send her a note or an email, preferably in the morning if you know, and that way we're not trying to figure out things last minute. This applies to any time somebody, like an additional family member that's not normally a pickup, and if your daughter's going home with a friend. It's really helpful if we can have that in advance. We really aren't allowed to put your child in a car with someone who's not in her pickup list unless we have written notification. So let us know so we don't have to call you last minute. If you have an absence, if it's planned, obviously let us know ahead of time. But if it's, an illness, go ahead and call or email the office by 7:45. Mrs. Lund is very good about letting us as homeroom teachers know what's happening, and then I can pass it off to her other teachers so that we can make an absence plan. You can pick up absent work at the end of the day, or we can send it home with another student if that's convenient for you. It's not always essential that you receive absent work, but if your daughter's feeling up to it, she can kind of continue to work while she's at home. If your daughter's too ill to work, please make sure she's resting and getting better. Your daughter will have 1 day for every absent day to complete missing work. If she does miss a test or quiz, we will make up that with your student. We'll make a schedule to make it up. Preferably, she would take it the day she returns because she should be prepping for it while she's out. But if that's not possible, obviously we'll make allowances for that. But that would be on a case-by-case basis. So as I said, I teach your daughter math, science, and religion. Just a really brief rundown of kind of what we do in each class. So math, our textbook is Envision Math 2.0. It's a 6th grade math textbook. As such, there are times that it moves a little too fast for us or a little too slow for us, and we adjust accordingly. So everything I do in math is based on pre-testing and kind of observing your daughter in the classroom. So there's days we're going to be doing whole class lessons, small lessons for mini groups. We're going to be working on activities. We do a lot of project-based mathematics as well. Our main resource outside of our textbook is Prodigy Game, which is what your daughter has been working on for her summer homework this summer. We'll continue that throughout the year. I will continue to push assignments, and then she'll have time to just kind of play on her own as well. Homework for math is assigned a few nights per week, I'd say 2 to 3. I only really feel strongly about assigning homework when I feel the students have gotten to a good place to practice the topic independently on their own. So if your daughter is coming home and struggling with her homework, something's kind of gone wrong there, we have a disconnect. So you would want to let me know that right away. You shouldn't need to help your daughter extensively on her homework, because it should be practice. And then we'll test a quiz at the end of every topic after we've reviewed. In science, our science curriculum is driven by the Next Generation Science Standards. We primarily use a website called Mystery Science, which is a video-based inquiry science program. Through that program, your daughters will work heavily with hands-on to kind of discover each aspect of science, earth science, physical science, and life science throughout the year. And then I am a strong proponent of outdoor education, so we'll be spending a lot of time outside, particularly on our nature trail, because we're blessed to have that. If your daughter has not brought in her rain boots yet, she will want those, because otherwise her shoes will get muddy on the trail. We go out there after the rain. Homework is only really assigned in science for reflection purposes, but it is assigned every once in a while. But I wouldn't say it's even on a weekly basis. It's kind of just as we need to kind of review what we're learning. Our religion curriculum is based on our motto of living Jesus. So everything is framed by our founders and our Salesian spirituality. We do have a textbook called Finding God. Fifth grade also uses a strong prayer leadership impact throughout the year. So they lead small groups called Maze and Me groups, which are centered in our Salesian values. They'll also lead the Rosary, Stations of the Cross. We lead masses and prayer services throughout the year. In addition, Mrs. Sauer will teach your daughter's Catechesis of the Good Shepherd, which is focused on gospel stories about Jesus and his teachings.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Yan. I'll talk with you about language arts. I'll be your daughter's language arts teacher. As far as textbooks and curriculum go, for vocabulary, we use Word Wisdom. For spelling, they will have differentiated spelling lists. They will take a spelling pretest on Thursday, and depending on how they do on that pretest, they will receive a list on Friday. For example, if they get 100% on the pretest, it doesn't make sense for them to have to study those words over again. So I do create different lists for each student. And then we will be doing book studies. We will be reading novels together in class and kind of doing a literature circle type approach to those books based on the genre we're studying. We will have grammar tests and writing assignments, though grammar and writing will kind of alternate so that we have time to focus on one or the other rather than trying to juggle both at the same time. As far as homework goes, it will be assigned weekly. Spelling is assigned on Fridays and tests are on Thursdays. So they do have the weekend and the beginning of the next week to do their homework and study their words. I find it helpful to give them the weekend to do that because sometimes weeks can get pretty busy. Vocab will be assigned on Mondays and tests will be on Fridays. Grammar, they won't typically get grammar homework unless we're approaching a test. They will have chapter reviews at the end of the unit that will help them prepare for the tests. I encourage the girls to read each night about 15 to 20 minutes at least, and it could be from an assigned novel that we're reading together in class, or if we aren't doing that, they could just read a book of their choice. Book reports and writing will be about every month, where we will do 4 to 5 book reports, and those will be assigned based on the genre that we are working on. And there will be more information about those sent out once we get started on the first one. Thank you.
As I mentioned before, Mrs. Horton will be your daughter's social studies teacher. She is present at Back to School Night, so you'll be able to meet her and talk to her. She uses the Harcourt Social Studies United States textbook, interactive notebook activities. She focuses a lot on current events and even assigns current event homework to your daughters. And then we are hoping to visit Junior Achievement JA BizTown again this year, willing, how the world is at that time. Homework is infrequent for social studies, but like I said, those current event reports do come into play. Everyone should have signed the technology usage agreement already on the Viz portal, so that should be done. We do have one-to-one laptops in 5th grade, and we use laptops in all areas, but really think about our purpose for laptops. So we're trying to develop those 21st century skills. We're really using laptops to augment learning, not replace writing things down. So really seeing things that will help your daughter's learning. She will have access to her email address. She'll be, kind of trained on that by myself, by Mrs. Yan, and by Miss Mueller, who's our new technology coordinator. And then your daughter will be fully trained on how to use Seesaw for her own reporting skills. Just a few quick tips for, making sure everything goes smoothly this year. Every day your daughter will bring to school her binder, her student planner, her pencil case, and a free read book. She can borrow books from our library here at Viz. She can borrow books from my classroom library, but it's best that she has a book to start every day because there will be time to read. A healthy snack, We ask for single serve packages or a piece of fruit, just something that's really easy for her to kind of grab and eat. Always no nuts. We are a nut aware school. So peanuts, tree nuts, that includes things like Nutella. Please check those packages for us so that we're being safe. Her water bottle and her lunch. Please keep things at home like technology items. Those are her phone, her tablet if she has one, games, anything that's going to be a distraction to our classroom. Any toys, large fidget items just don't belong here. If your daughter needs a fidget, it needs to be small and in her pocket. And then any other extra supplies that are kind of extraneous. Thank you so much. I'm so excited again to see you in person, and I'm really excited to work with your daughter this year. As always, contact me with any questions that you have. Thanks.